Hello, a warm welcome to you in the Ghatna Chakra book video. Let's begin this journey where we will present every topic in a simple, clear, and exam-oriented manner.
Have you ever looked over at your neighbor's property and thought, man, my life would be so much easier if we could just swap our land? Well, today, we're diving into exactly that, the legal side of exchanging agricultural land. It's a really fascinating piece of property law, and we're going to break down how it all works.
So let's just imagine this for a second. You've got your plot of land, right? But maybe your neighbor's spot has better soil or it's closer to a water source. You and your neighbor both agree a swap would be a win-win. But is it really as simple as just shaking hands and calling it a day? Let's find out.
All right, so first things first, before we get into the nuts and bolts, we have to ask the most basic question. As a landowner, do you even have the legal right to make this kind of exchange in the first place?
Okay, before we go any farther, let's get one key term out of the way, Bumid Har. You're going to hear this a lot. It's just the specific legal name for a landowner who has certain rights over their agricultural land. So if that sounds like you, then this explainer is for you. And the answer to our question is a big, clear yes. The law is very specific about this. It gives a Bumidar a clear pathway to exchange their land. And this is so important, right? It helps landowners put their plots together or just make their farming more efficient. But as with anything in law, success really comes down to following the rules.
So, you have the right to exchange your land. Awesome. The next logical question is, who can you actually trade with? It's not a free-for-all. The law is very specific about who your potential partners can be, probably to make sure everything stays organized and productive.
The law actually gives you 4 distinct options. Now, you can swap with another landowner, another Bumidar. That makes sense. But here's where it gets really interesting. You can also exchange land with the village governing body, the Gan Sabha, or even other local authorities. That opens up a whole world of possibilities beyond just a simple trade with your neighbor.
Okay, so we've covered the what, your right to exchange, and the who, your potential partners. Now we get to the most important part of this whole thing, the how. And believe me, it all comes down to one single, absolutely critical step.
You and your exchange partner could have everything worked out, down to the last detail. All the paperwork could be ready to go. But without this next step, the entire deal is completely void. It is a non-negotiable. And here it is. This is the heart of the matter. You have to get prior permission from a very specific official, the Assistant Collector First Class. This isn't just some formality you do later. It's a legal safeguard to make sure a neutral authority reviews the deal before any land actually changes hands.
So you have to ask for permission. Seems simple enough, right? But what does permission really mean here? Is it just a rubber stamp you're guaranteed to get? Well, our final section reveals a really crucial nuance you need to understand. This breaks it down perfectly. The law makes 2 things crystal clear. First, asking for permission is a requirement. You have to do it. No way around it. But second, actually granting that permission is discretionary. That means the assistant collector is under no obligation to say yes. This power acts as a final check, probably to stop unfair deals or swaps that aren't good for the community.
So if you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. Your responsibility is to go through the formal process and ask for approval. That part's on you. But the final outcome? Well, that rests in the hands of the official. It's a huge difference between doing your part and what the authorities ultimately decide. And that leaves us with a really big question, doesn't it? If the approval isn't guaranteed, what exactly is the assistant collector looking for? What makes a land swap permissible in their eyes? Is it about the land having equal value, or making farming more efficient, or preventing land from being broken up into tiny, useless plots? Understanding that might just be the real key to a successful swap.